Hello and welcome to Noggin Comics. I'm Kyle, and if you've never been to the channel before, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button if you like comic book content. Uh, but I want to give a quick shout out to the Minnesota Comic Exchange. On July 22nd, we had a event at Valley Creek Mall called the Comic Show. We do these shows every few months, but there was something special about this show. This time around, it was Nora's birthday, and we didn't spend too much money. We didn't film much content. So if you want to see what the Minnesota Comic Exchange show is all about, visit Young Comics. I'm gonna have his information in the description. He was able to capture Levi was able to capture what the intensity and the overall capacity or attendance, I should say, is of the show. Each time it's growing. Um, Unfortunately, we didn't have much time to really go around and buy stuff and film. As one of the admins of the exchange, I was talking to everybody. I'm pretty sure I had a few 2 hour conversations with people. Um, Want to give shout outs to Tracy, Amy, John Palm. They are members of the exchange that we had a lot of discussions with. Shout out to Eric Childs at Mind's Eye Comics. Um, Shout out to Jason from Issues Needed. As I'm wearing a hat, they just released these and they're selling them for the first time at the show. If you like these hats, go visit them in Apple Valley. And then Misty Exchange, Jericho, Jordan, Chris, Dustin, Brett. If it wasn't for them, the show wouldn't happen. Uh, Chris and Brett and Jordan, Jericho, they were all the brainchild, I almost felt, of this. And I'm just happy to help out in any way I can. But after that, let's just dive into what we got at the show. We did pick up a good chunk of stuff here. Uh, Nora focused on getting trades. That's what she prefers, trades over back issues. But if you look around here, you probably say we're lying because a lot of back issues. But the first book here is The Mighty News by Jonathan Hickman. With us being X-Men fans, and you see that we have more X-Men stuff in here, X-Men related stuff. Getting a Jonathan Hickman book is just becoming second nature for us. We had to get this book. The second book is Welcome Back. This is a Boom Studio book, and IGN said punk rock mixed with hyper violent kung fu movie. I didn't know Nora picked this up, but now I want to read it myself. So maybe look forward to seeing something about this on either our blog or YouTube. This book is all Nora. It's the Sunstone by Japan Sejic. I think that's how I say his first name. He did Harleen, but these are more Nora's type of books. I really don't read these. And this book, I think Nora picked up because of me. I loved Exit Stage Left, the Snagglepuss story that DC did. Well, they also have the Jetsons and Flintstones. Well, the Flintstones is a great read, but I have not read the Jetsons yet. And I think it was at Most Wanted Comics. They were only selling these for $2. So Nora's like, well, we have to get this. Now the rest of these, but one, are all dollar books. And if you go back a few videos, we picked up a dollar book called Marvin Nevis' The Imperfects. It's based off a video game that I never played. But it's a game that I do understand is a very underrated aspect in comic book themed video games. Well, when I picked up issue one, I picked it up at Nerd and Out. Didn't think anything of it. I just wanted to read it. And I I went online to see if I could find the collection of all the Nemesis books and Imperfect books, but couldn't. So we're sitting talking to our friends Amy and Tracy, and I look over and I see issue two, issue three, issue four, 5, and 6, all sitting in this dollar bin. It was a moment of like, well, I guess I'm going home with this. So I'm planning to read all these, much like welcome. I think it was Welcome Back. We're planning to do a blog, either a blog post or a video on that. And like I said earlier, because of Jonathan Hickman, we fell back in love with X-Men and the Uncanny Experience happening in September, which we're planning to be at with Mind's Eye Comics. If you're an X-Men fan, if you're in the Minnesota area, if you're looking for something to do in September, visit the description section of this video. I have a link to the Uncanny Experience, but this is an immersive X-Men event. And basically everything you love about the X-Men is going to be held at this, what's called Minnesota Club, but it's basically the Xavier Mansion. So check that out if you have the opportunity. If you're an X-Men fan, shout out to Chandler, Dylan, and Chris. Looking forward to that show. They're also the people who do X-Reads, the podcast, and House of X podcast. But back to the books. We picked the next 3 books we picked up at Go Big or Go Home, Brad Huber's booth. This is a Wolverine Doombringer. I'm a sucker for one-shots for Wolverine. So here's Wolverine Save the Tiger. Wolverine, Domino, Deadpool, and Bishop are like my favorite mutants. So every time I see books in that realm from the 90s and books I haven't picked up yet, I usually get those. But talking about books that I want to add to my collection that has been avoiding or excluding from it, this book right here, I've never seen. I've seen graded comics, but I've never seen a raw comic in person. Uh, and the thing that it is homaging is something that got me into filmmaking, and it's based off my favorite film of all time, Pulp Fiction, and that's the cover of the issue, Incredible Hulk 441, the Pulp Fiction homage with She-Hulk on the cover. This is a beautiful cover. It's gonna end up on my wall, most likely. Uh, he gave me a deal on it. Basically, I paid for this and got those other books for free. But it was a great show. We have the next one coming up in September, and we're planning on another one in November. So if you're in the local area, keep an eye on the Minnesota Comic Exchange. Once again, that will be in the description to visit them to see what the exchange is all about. And if you want to continue watching, we're planning 2 more haul videos. We've been busy the last 2 weeks. A video on a book. So Nora did the last video on Barnstormers, and we think that's something that we're going to be trying to do once a month. Is picking an individual title and having Nora talk about it of why that is her pick. Plus, we've been adding more movie reviews to our blog. Right now, we're working on Doctor Strange, the 1978 TV pilot. We got a special premiere. We got an early advance screening of TMNT Mutant Mayhem that we want to review. But until then, please hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and we'll see you at the comic shop.